got it yet. Look at here, Carter. Get another.
Let me hook you by the heels and you reach that and pick up.
And bring it over here. Smaller.
See, if you get bit, that means I have to come in here and finish that show, and I don't care much for that idea.
Y'all just bear with me now. This is a tough alligator. He's got a real big smile on his face, though. You watch this.
Yeah, it's because he's going to yank you in the water. You know, this really is not the best view of you I've ever seen.
Really, Nick? I thought you might like that, Nick.
Although there is plenty of it. You got him?
Yeah, he's real happy.
Yeah, I can tell, boy. He sounds like he's having a great time. Yeah, look at that smile. He likes this. Now, folks, that right there is how we used to plow the fields back in the old days.
Okay.
Yeah, now what are you going to do? And they wonder why we don't wrestle those great big ones. Go figure. I think he likes you.
Oh, yeah.
I tell you what, from the response of that rascal you're getting, I think that was a female. Brett has that effect on women. Come on now. Park closes at 8, man.
I think it is a female. I can't get its mouth shut.
Whoa, you're on your own, son. Yeah, it's going to take a while. He's going to have to outsmart him. Tag, you're it. You think you're about through playing around now?
Okay. We're going to let him catch his breath real quick. He's really tired.
I don't know about you, Brett, but I'm having a real good time.
I bet you are. Okay. Yeah, he's real tired right now. We're going to let him catch his breath. Go ahead and clean him off. Don't want y'all taking any dirty pictures of an alligator. Oh, boy.
I don't think they'd develop them anyway.
Come on, go forward here. All right. Now, a little earlier, I think Nick over there was talking about them things called gator holes. We used to come across gator holes quite a bit. Problem was, we couldn't find those old dinosaurs down in there because of...
Oh, there's bears in here.
Black, it's bad for Jack. I can tell you're impressed. Well, what that means, folks, that first color on the end of his nose right there is black, and the rest of that snake is red, black, and yellow banded. That'll be a coral snake. But if you see any red, black, and yellow banded snake, the only thing you have to do is just let him go about his business, and you go on about yours, and that's exactly what these animals will do. Now, a lot of people do think that coral snakes have to bite on a fleshy area, like in between your fingers or your toes, and they also believe it's like the side of his head. Turn around there, give him a profile, son. Now, he's got that brown stripe that runs right alongside his head, parallel with his eye and his jaw. Even the young ones will have that brown stripe, but the young ones are considerably different in their coloration. They're reddish-brown banded. They kind of look like a copperhead instead of a cottonmouth. Now, how they get that name cottonmouth, that comes from their threat display. Now, if you was to get this snake upset at you, he'll coil up real tight, he'll toss his head back, open up his mouth nice and wide for you, and he'll show you inside his mouth is pure white. He's got a real nice set of fangs in there he wouldn't mind showing you too. The snake we have in North America. Now, what makes this snake so dangerous is the size he can get to be. Now, they can get to be up to 8 foot long, and that does make them the largest poisonous snake in North America. Now, not only can they be 8 foot long, but they can have fangs up to 1 inch long. Now, because of those two reasons, they can put a lot of poison in, and they can put that poison real deep into whatever it is they bite. You're thinking about it, ain't you? I love this job. All right. Now, what I'm going to try to do here for you, I'm going to try to get this snake to strike on cue, but I am going to need a volunteer for this. It has to be a fairly healthy adult. I can't go around killing kids. Okay, it needs to be a semi-healthy adult. It needs to be an adult. Just hold that thought, son. All right, we got a volunteer right down here. Need you to blow this balloon up for me, please. Hey. Yeah, that's what she told me. That's why I came down here. 4 foot from where he's coiled up at, maximum distance. 3 foot snake can be able to strike up to 2 foot from where he's coiled up at. Any direction, straight up, straight down, to the side, however he wants to do it. And they do not have to be coiled to strike. They can be laying in any position they want to and throw a strike. Even if they're not coiled, they can still throw a short strike. Thank you very much. Now, you folks who want to get a picture of this, you go ahead and get yourselves in position and get ready, because this is going to happen real quick, and I'll tell you right now, I ain't doing it again. Now, as a matter of fact, if anybody does get a good picture of this, my name's Nick, and I'd like to have a copy. Now, I've tried a half dozen times. Folks, I'll tell you right now, I've got a half dozen pictures of the tops of these trees, because I jump every time he does this. Now, not only do I want you to pay attention to how quickly and accurately he can strike, but I do also want you to watch and see how quickly he can get back into position, ready to defend himself again immediately. I do also want you to keep in mind, folks, this balloon right here is a smooth, round object. Just hanging by a little pivot point just off that stick like that. All right, y'all ready?
Yeah.
I'm going to try to stay out y'all's way there, but I ain't giving you no promises. How about you? You ready? Folks, I want y'all to give this guy right here a hand. He is the star of the show. Thank you, buddy. That right there does end my show, but if any of y'all have any questions, feel free to hang around and ask. I'll be more than happy to answer them for you. And I do want to remind you, we have our last show of the day coming up at 7 o'clock from the center of the park. Thank you all very much and enjoy your visit. And thank you.
Jumping real good on that side. We better go on to catch up to him over here. Oh, he swam a little bit too fast. Sounds like some folks on this side really want to win. I tried to help him out. I'm sorry about that, buddy. You're going too fast. Boy, they got some bad aim on this side. How we doing over here? They get very many jumps over here. Oh, we even got a crocodile on this side. We'll dance this chicken around for him. We'll dance this chicken around for him out here today. Come on, guys, you got bad aim out here tonight. You got bad aim out here tonight.
Go ahead.
Oh, that was pretty close. Come on here, guys. Wake up, crocodile. How about you get a jump out here today, crocodile? Let's out there cheering for you, fellas. Come on, guys. We're about to lose our voice out here today. Slow down there. Oh boy, we could be here a couple more minutes. Come on, guys, wake up. Just get down one. They're coming close. They're coming oh so close. I thought we were getting that one down on that side. All right, guys, how about you show them how to do it on this side? How about you show them how it's done? Come on. You could have jumped over it. Come on, guys. Wake up out here today. Oh, boy. We may just have to reel them in. They got some bad aim out here. They seem to have some real bad aim. All right. Great jump on that side. We'll give them about 1 more minute to try to take down this chicken on this side. Come on, you got... Come on, fellas. If they don't get it down off the cable, don't worry, we'll give it to one of these fellas sitting right down here. It looks like they're waiting around for it. They sometimes jump a little bit better. Wake up today. Go, Gator! There we go. Good jump out of the Gators. They sure seem pretty hungry out here today. Notice when they get their food, they don't spend a whole lot of time chewing. Alligators' teeth, as sharp as they are designed for gripping and grabbing. So Gators, they just swallow their food whole, and if they do happen to get a piece of meat that's a little bit too big to swallow whole, they'll just kind of lock their powerful jaws onto it and start rolling and spinning, and they'll rip off nice little bite-sized chunks. They digest it all, including the bones. Now, we do have another animal in the lake besides the alligator. We also do have a few crocodiles. In fact, we did have a crocodile show up at this show. That animal right over there, kind of in the back of the lake over here, that's not an alligator, that's a crocodile. Now, probably the most common question we could ask right here in front of me. One way over there in the corner, we call him Chiquita, but like I said, he's pretty far back there. All right, guys, we're looking for a hungry gator. This little guy sure looks hungry. His tail barely touches the bottom, but he puts his heart into it. That is basically how the gators jump. They just put their tails down and spring right up. Just like that. Good jump out of that gator. Boy, they got some powerful jaws. Like I said, these gators, they've been doing a great job. We're going to see if we can't get them to do just a little bit better to have brought along one more final treat. This time we have a nice big whole chicken. Alligators and crocodiles, they just love whole chickens. And since they have been jumping so good for us, we're going to make them work real hard for this. See if we can't get a real high jump to finish out the show. Maybe even high enough one of these fellas comes up and grabs it right out of my hand. Now, this will be the last and final jump of the show. This also does happen to be the last show of the day here today. Hope you had a good time for this. We usually get some real good jumps while they're trying. All right, guys, who wants a whole chicken out here tonight? Who wants a whole chicken? Anybody hungry? What about you, big guy? Come on out front. We're trying to do this front and center. Trying to do this right out front. Ready, go, Gator. Oh, that was pretty close. You got to jump about up to here, though. You got to jump up right. He's going crazy. What about you, partner? Open your mouth. Oh, you got to close it, too. Remember, the brain's only about the size of a lima bean. So it'll take them a few minutes, but sure get some good jumps while they're trying. What about you in the back over there? Welcome to the show. Don't be shy. Come on over. Come on over. All right, what about you, little guy? This guy gets some pretty good jumps off him every once in a while. I recognize him. Okay, anybody else hungry out here today? They kind of slowed down on us all of a sudden. All right, little guy. He's taking a whole chicken before. There he goes. He took it again. That was a great jump from that gator. How about you give them all a big round of applause? We got some real good jumps from them today. Great show there, fellas. That about does it out here for us. I sure do hope you enjoy the rest of your stay. Come on back and see us again.
If we get back, if you have any questions, please feel free to ask. Now, the first thing I would like you to know is that alligators are meat eaters, so please keep your arms and your legs inside the train at all times. You may have noticed by now that there is quite a few birds around here. The large white birds that you see are called American egrets. The smaller birds are known as snowy egrets and white ibis. The large blue bird...
Yeah, this is good.